Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Ealing Road podcast, where on today's show, we're going to be doing an end of season quiz. As you can see, we are live right now on YouTube. I can't actually see how many people are there. I'm hoping that we get a bigger turnout than we did the last time we did one of these. But obviously, it is quite difficult with people's schedules and whatnot. But we thought we'd do it anyway, and we're going to be uploading this to YouTube. So if you wanted to come back and have a look, you can do that as well, just like we did with the last one. I'm seeing there's 4 people at the moment. So shout out to the 4 people who were with us tonight. Just before we get going, and I'm going to hand over to Quizmaster Craig in a second. If we do get some numbers in there and people want to ask us anything specific about the questions, or if they just want us to chat about the season in general with regards to what we're going to talk about, or just any kind of wider points in the season, just drop a comment. I'll put it on the screen and we can pause the quiz for the time being, answer the question, have a bit of chatter around it, and then we can come back to it towards the end. So Quizmaster Craig, I'll hand over to you, mate. Let us know how things are going to work, how many questions we've got, and yeah, let's just get straight into it.
Yes, everybody, hello and welcome to the end of season quiz, the Ealing Road podcast end of season quiz. Today we've got 3 rounds of questions. The first round of questions is going to be based just on Brentford still and the season itself. We got 11 questions to go through there. And then just to spice things up and split things up a little bit, we've got a few questions, I believe 7, based around Brentford and the Euros. So we got a Euros style questions as well, split right in the middle of round 3, which is going to be again a group of Brentford related questions. I believe we've got 21 questions about Brentford's season in total. Odd number, I know, apologies. and 7 questions based on the Euros and Brentford as well, which also makes it 28, so it's nice and even again. So the way this is going to work, you're going to see on your screen at the moment, we've got an end of season quiz post. But if we was to move on, the next question would be an example. So as an example question as to what we're going to be looking at would be who scored our first goal of the 2023-24 season. Now, this should be a nice, simple and easy one. There was only 2 goals that day. So.
Are we writing these down, Craig? And then so what do we want the audience to just play along, and then they can give us our scores at the end, because we don't want the people just putting answers on the screen.
Yeah,
so
let's try.
Obviously, we'll write the questions down and then come back to it.
Let's try and keep your answers, or you can put some guesses in the comments in the questions as we're going along, but write some down as well as we're going, because some of these are going to be a lot more difficult than others will be as well. So you might not be able to get them as just on a guess. So put your guesses in the in the comments. Please do play along, but write some down as well as we go in.
Okay? Especially if we're struggling.
Especially if we're struggling. Yeah, some of these, there's a few talking points along the way, but we'll get into those as we're going. So if we're moving into round one is based purely on us and our season that we've just had. Although we've had some ups and downs, we're going to start. We've had some ups and well, we're not even going to go into that right now.
We've had a few ups and a fucking shit ton of downs.
Well, Mike put it so eloquently. Thank you. Okay, So our first question of the evening is one that's actually a club record for us. So Keane Lewis Potter scored our fastest ever Premier League goal away at Crystal Palace. How many seconds did it take for KLP to find the net in that game?
Seconds? Do we have to be exact?
Seconds. I will give leeway of 5 seconds. I will give
leeway of what we got. Okay, margin of 5 seconds. All right, cool.
A margin of 5 seconds.
I wasn't counting at the time.
Yeah.
I wasn't counting, but luckily Google is your friend when you're trying to create quizzes.
I've got.
I reckon there's a shout for Palace to be potentially the worst away day of the season.
It's definitely possible for being the worst away game of the season, but also, it does have that fun added twist of the fastest Premier League goal that we scored.
Yeah, but it's like false hope, isn't it? We go 1-0 up, and then I remember because we started the game quite well. In the first 20 minutes, we were knocking it around quite nicely. And then as soon as Elise got the first one, you just knew it was going to happen. It was just, it was depressing. Did Neil Mope come on after that and hit the bar? Because I think I'd gone by then. Or am I thinking about a different game?
I don't think we came very close, to be honest.
No, I don't think so.
Someone's getting annoyed at fucking hell, Craig, seconds. We've got 5 second leeway.
I've given
5
you a
second
5 second leeway. Come on, guys. This. Think about it. You got to think about it. Which minute was it in? Was it in the first minute, or did it go down as the second minute? If it goes down as the second minute, you're giving yourself 60 seconds. Just pick something and go for it.
All right, cool. I've got mine. We're going to go back through
I've got mine
the
as
answers
well.
at the end of each round.
We'll go back through the answers at the end of each round. Yeah. So once we've got through
Perfect.
this group of questions, we'll go back through. Okay. All right. If that one is a bit difficult, Matt, apologies. And you guys, apologies as well. Maybe this one might tickle your fancy a little bit more and it'll be a bit easier for you to answer. The Bees beat Newport County on penalties in the Carabao Cup, but who put us 1-0 up in that game? I feel like this was one of... We talked about possibly being one of the worst away days, yet Newport was definitely up there as one of the best away days this season.
It is good when we're in the Prem now
as well, isn't it?
New ground, and when we're in the Prem now, it is nice to kind of get those away days at some of the minnows in the lower leagues. I say it like we weren't that a couple of years ago, but I remember we've had some really good ones like Barnet away, Port Vale away. Was it our first season in the Prem, which was a really good one.
Barnet was really good. I remember Barnet. Barnet was really good. Barnet was.
Would you rather an away day at one of those places or an away day in the cup at like a Man United or a Liverpool or something like that?
One of those. We've done. We do them every year now.
Yeah.
Back when we was in like League One and League Two, I would have loved for I loved it when we played Chelsea away. You was just hoping one season it'll be Old Trafford or something, weren't you?
Who did we lose to in the cup this year? Because I know,
Arsenal.
we beat
Arsenal. In the
League
Cup.
Havertz, wasn't it?
And Wolves beat us, didn't they? In the FA Cup.
Yeah, we had those like couple of good games. Like the second leg against Wolves, we failed to beat them when they had 10 men in the first, and then the second leg.
To at home.
Yeah. It was poor.
That second leg away, there was literally about I don't know 100 people in that away end. It was fantastic. I thought it was really good. It was one of those old school Brentford away ends. It was fantastic.
Matt Casey's asking, do we need to get the minute and seconds too? I'm not going to answer that because I've gone for something under the minute margin. So, but I presume if it's over a minute, then you need the minute and the seconds. Or you could just do
seconds, or just do a seconds in total. I'll tell you now, it is not 120 seconds. It's not 2 minutes. It was within the 2 minutes.
Perfect.
Well, I apologize. I set the bar high for you guys. That was all.
This is why I wanted to host.
Okay, right. Another one that might be an easy one for you guys to think about. I feel like this is one that will actually get the brain thinking about this season. How many red cards did Brentford receive throughout the 23-24 season? And I'll give bonus points if you can name who the players were that got sent off. But don't name them yet. Name them when we go through at the end and we do the answers. Then otherwise, it will give away. It will give away that answer, won't it?
Yeah, I think I know this one. To be fair, I should include the Frank Onyeka red card that was never happened at
Sheffield United one. Yeah, should definitely include that.
I'll let you challenge.
I'll let you stew on that one just for a minute so you can have a think, but won't leave it too long before we move on.
I remember at least one and exactly when it was. I don't know if there's more.
Yeah. I'm loving the picture, by the way, here, Craig. That is the most Google stock image I've ever seen in my life.
Google is your friend. When you go through these, mate, Google is your friend. It was so difficult to find some of the images, but also some of the pictures are really good. Some of the pictures are really good. Okay, talking about Google stock images then, shall we? Which player was our most used substitute this season, coming off the bench a whopping 21 times?
Interesting.
Oh, that is difficult.
This I thought was a really good question, by the way.
It could be a couple. I don't know.
There's a few that it could be, yeah.
Bollocks. Christ. That's a difficult one. That's a good question though. It's a good question though. I'm trying to think. My thought process is: do we bring on more midfielders or do I bring on more attackers? Because it's not going to be a defender, is it? I don't think.
Strakosha,
yeah. Balcom. Ellery Balcom, new contract. He's going to stay at Brentford forever, but just always be on loan.
Always be out on loan, yeah. Okay. I will narrow this down slightly if you're thinking about it that way. They are a midfield player.
Midfield player.
That's what I put.
Yeah, Dan's just put midfielder.
Nah, I'm going to keep it what I put there. It's hard because we've had so many injuries this season. A lot of players have probably started more games than you'd think they started. So it's all about who's also on the bench a lot, even despite all the injuries.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's a good shout. That is a good shout. I'm gonna go.
Nah, stick with it, Mike.
No. I'm changing my mind.
Pick me a first one. Yeah, that's it. Don't change your mind. Okay. All right. Mike, you've written an answer down. You happy to move on?
Yeah, I'm happy to move on, mate. Thanks,
Yes.
Quizmaster.
Perfect. Okay. Now, moving away from Google stock images, one of the first best images of the quiz coming along here. Brian Abuemo is going to make an introduction. So, Brian Abuemo scored a late equaliser to earn a point at home to Bournemouth. But which minute did he equalise?
God, you're obsessed with this minute thing, aren't you, Craig?
I have a feeling. That might be the last minute. Oh no, there is one later on. The later on one is it's more about a person rather than the actual number. I say that I can't even remember.
Can we convert it into seconds?
yeah. If you get this in seconds, then fair enough.
Yeah, that's a bonus point. If you get it in seconds, you get
that is one bonus point. Yeah, one bonus point. Okay, that one I feel like is actually a little bit more easier to think about because we know how late that goal was in that game as well. Just was it as late as you think it was as well?
That was a rare cock up by Rico Henry in that game. A very rare cock up by Rico.
It was a very good goal as well. Very good turn.
Great touch. Yeah. Great.
That was up there for goal of the Whistle won goal of the season from the club.
It was in the highlights. It was in the
highlights. It was one of the nominations for goal of the season. Yeah,
that's a rogue shout, I would say, for goal of the season. That one. I think the three that stood out were Wissers, Godos, and Brian's turn. Just for the turn, it was unbelievable. It was Salah-esque.
That touch, wasn't it? It was fantastic.
Reminded me of the goal Salah scored against City a couple of seasons ago, not last season.
I know exactly which one you're talking about as well.
When he spins, I think it was Cancelo. Maybe that was filthy. Pure filth.
It was. Right.
So one thing that's been good this season, we've scored a lot of good goals. So many good goals this season, more than in the last 2 years.
For sure.
100%.
For sure.
100%. So this next question might be a little bit more difficult. I love the picture we put on this one as well, by the way, Mike. Might be a little bit more difficult to think about. How many signings did Brentford make during the January transfer window? Now, what I will do is I will narrow this down and say these are players that have been around the first team, not B team signings. I haven't included B team. Players that are in and around the first team.
I feel like this is a trick question.
Can I ask some clarifying questions?
Go for it.
If we signed them but they don't join till the summer, does that count?
If you're talking about Thiago, no, that doesn't count.
Does loan signings count?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if this is a trick question or not, but I'm just going to go with my gut. Fuck it.
Right, we won't dwell on this question for far too long then. Now, this next question, I was actually struggling on whether or not to make this a multiple choice question. And I'm happy to do so because I've written down some options as well. But I'll let you guys have a think. So, question number 7. How many shots did Brentford have on goal during the dominant display versus Man United at the G-Tech?
I've written a number down. I think it's around that number.
I think I'm bang on with this one because I remember we're talking about it a lot.
Absolutely battered them. It was one of those games. I say one of those games. It was the game that you're watching going, how have we not won this game? And then all of a sudden it's, how have we lost this game? And then instantly back to, how have we not won this game?
Yeah. I remember the parallels. Oh, I think it was Bristol City at home, maybe in the Championship once, and they're in a green kit. And I think they actually beat us 2-1 at home. I can't remember. Callum, the Irish fella, the Irish winger that used to play for Bristol City. O'Hare. Dowda, yeah. I think we absolutely battered them the whole game. And it was a period where we were like falling down the table as well. And I remember the game. Battered them the whole game. I think it was 1-1 and then he scored a last minute winner. It's gutted. It always seems to happen. But no, that United game, me and Jay spoke about it on our end of season review. Christ, that would have been the robbery of the season if they'd have got away with that.
We broke records. We broke like a Premier League record, or we're second for most touches in opposition's
in an opposition box.
I saw just on a quick side note. I saw only reminded me because I was watching. I saw a thing when Goldbridge was reacting to the United game when they threw it away. But I saw his tweet the other day talking about whether Thomas Frank should be appointed at United, and he was saying, a manager that thrives off 30% possession and counter attacks, not like Ten Hag is trying to do that all this season anyway, but just another great reminder that Brentford didn't exist before the Premier League days. Another great reminder of that.
Always
find it funny. I'm not quite sure what Matt's trying to say in the chat. He said Blackpool 4-0 or Blackpool 5-0 potentially, but I don't know what he's on about. Sorry, Matt.
I'm gonna make an assumption that he's talking about how dominant and how many shots we had on goal, or maybe touches in the box we had that game. That was the most boring one-sided game of football I've ever been to down at Christian Park. I know exactly which game he's talking about.
Blackpool at home.
It's like our first year in the
John Terrell scored a hat-trick.
Yeah.
Oh,
John Terrell scored a hat-trick. Yeah.
He was another one like Marmite. I remember. Did he score against Brighton away at one point? He was good.
He provided that miss of the season, didn't he, away at Brighton when it got caught in his feet.
Yeah, that was it. That was during the playoff season, wasn't it?
Yeah, first year. I think we had 40 shots that day, at least that day, more than in the Man United game.
I believe we had more than this game, but it was 40 plus. I think it was 40 plus. Okay,
I thought he was a silky player. To be fair, John Terrell.
John Terrell was a good player. Yeah. Right, moving on. Question number 8. Who did our first home win of the season come against?
Feck. First home win. It came quite late, didn't it?
It actually came in October. Should narrow it down, maybe.
Oh,
I think I know then. I think I know. I think I do know because they were absolutely terrible that day. Yeah, I think I hope. To be honest, it's stretching quite a while back now, isn't it? Jesus Christ!
I still want to think about this one.
I can give you a bit of time to think about this one.
I'm just going through every team in my head and when we played them at
home. I'm quietly snacking along with the quiz here as we're going as well.
That's right, mate. Got to get it in. Just to the 16 people that are watching us on YouTube, if you missed the start where I said if you guys want us to talk about anything at all to do with this season, do let us know in the comments. I'll put them on screen and we can pause the quiz momentarily and then come back to it once we finish the chat. But thank you to those that are here. This is a better turnout than the last live show we did. So yeah, going well.
Yeah, glad.
You ready for next question, Craig?
Oh, the question is, are you ready for the next question?
I've written 2 names down for this one, but I'll remove one in a minute. I'm just carry on for now.
Okay, so we talked about minutes before. We've talked about seconds. We talked about minutes. This is one where we need a name for which Bees player has played the most minutes of the 23-24 season. Freddie, that's a great comment.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, we only won 5, but which one came first?
That will make my working out easier, won't it? Right.
Which Bees player played the most minutes?
I think that this stat has been posted a couple of times by the club. And now I'm thinking about it, it might have been a question which you should know the answer.
I think I know this one.
Yeah.
I hope I know this one.
I think so too.
Okay, well, if that's the case, we won't dwell on this one for far too long then. The next question, this is one that you might have to tickle your brain with, and I'm thinking I might have to give you a little bit of time. How many different nationalities have represented the Bees in the Premier League this season?
I'm going to have to do some working out.
I will let you go through the whole squad list.
Even like on the bench as well. Oh god! It's just in league and league.
They have to have stepped foot on the pitch. They have
league
to
and
have
cup
played this season. Premier League.
Premier League.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to do some workings out here, Craig. You're gonna have to riff, mate, because we're just gonna be writing things down.
I can very quickly make this a multiple choice question.
Oh, that might help.
I'm just doing like a formation with just like different nationalities.
I can very easily make this a multiple choice question if you want me to.
Yeah, go on. We'll carry on working. If you stick the choices, the multiple choices that we've got, I'm going to carry on doing some workings out because this is going to take a bloody while.
Well, the problem is I can't edit this without giving away the answer, so I'm just going to have to tell you, and then you guys will have to write down your option.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Let me know if you want some choices.
It's at least 12.
All right, I'm going to give you 4 choices here. So we're going to go A, B, C, and D. Okay?
Right, go on.
So we're going to go A, 16 players.
Nationalities,
B,
you mean?
nationalities, sorry.
Yeah.
A, 16 nationalities. B,
Right.
17 nationalities. C, 19 nationalities. Or D, 20 nationalities. So 16, 17, 19, or 20.
Right. Okay.
Apologies if I've made that a bit harder.
No, I've locked in.
Necessary.
We should have asked this question at the start so that people could have been working it out in their heads as we go. But we will move. That's multiple choices. Still good. I think I was doing just writing some stuff down. Can't be 20, can it?
Am I forgetting people here? Because half of them are Danish.
But the amount of times I had to recount, I've definitely got this right. Okay, well, A16, B17, C19, D20. Okay,
Perfect.
all right. Moving on. I believe this is going to be the last question of the first round. Okay.
Yeah.
So, question 11. After an away victory in October, Brentford became the first promoted side to win at which stadium in the first 3 seasons in the Premier League?
Oh, I like this one.
Yes, brings back fond memories. Rory Jennings comes into my head for some reason, that name.
Well, I would say that's because he posted a tweet recently calling us dead weight.
Fucking idiot. Does make me laugh, though. Does make me laugh. Especially like the audacity to post something like that after we've been so dominant against that team in the Prem. It's just like, Jesus Christ, mate.
All right.
It does annoy me when Thomas Frank's been linked to these clubs, and it's just like these people get on their high horse and say, oh, he's not ready for a Premier League job or he's not ready for a top 6 job. Thomas Frank, like the way they kind of turn their nose up at that name being mentioned in the same breath as their top 6 club, when it's just most of the clubs some of the clubs that he's been linked with, he has every right to be linked with. But anyway, I digress. We're going on to the Euros round.
We are not. We are going through the
answers
of round
got
1.
Got it.
Okay. So what we'll do is we're going to go all the way back to... I will actually let you answer the example question. Can you remember?
We answered it before we started. And
it's been so long ago. Okay. Key Lewis Potter. I'm sorry, let me move my mouse off the screen for you. Key Lewis Potter scored our fastest Premier League goal. How many seconds? Go on. What have you guys written down?
72 seconds.
I've gone 56 seconds.
Okay. Have we got any guesses in the comments at all? I know that Matt was not very happy about that one.
Can wait to see. I do think that was definitely one of the worst away days of the season. We were awful for 70 minutes of that game.
We were absolutely dreadful.
I thought it was second minute, not first minute. So that's why I went with that.
So
Big Lad Iggy's got 44 seconds as his guess. Freddie's got 75.
Freddie's with me, basically.
Matt's got 54. I don't think it was 44. I think that's too soon. But Craig will reveal all.
Drum roll.
Josh has got 87 seconds.
Oh, Josh is 2 seconds off.
Oh, bollocks.
Key Lewis Potter scored after 85 seconds.
What did you go for, Dan?
I'll take it. I got 72.
72.
Bloody hell, I was way off.
So if you get 80 seconds or you get 90, I will anywhere between 80 and 90, I will give you the point for that.
Matt's saying it's taking longer to the goal to go in.
Right, next one we'll just fly through then. Jensen.
Yeah. That was an easy one.
Everyone should have probably got that one anyway. Matty Jensen. Okay.
Yeah.
This was one that you got thinking about. How many red cards and who was sent off?
I've gone 2, Ben
Yeah.
Mee and Sergio Reguilon.
It's Ben Mee and Sergio
Why did I
Reguilon.
forget about Reguilon? I put 2 anyway because I thought I must be missing one. I was so annoyed that day as well.
Burnley.
wipe it
that
from my
happened
mind.
against Aston Villa. I should have put an extra bonus point against Aston Villa and against Burnley.
I put
That's
So
right.
wait, so
versus
just to
Villa.
clarify, you get 1 point for 2 and another point for the names.
So you get 1 point for 2 red cards, and you get another point for both names. I'll give you half a point if you got one name.
So I've got 1.5.
Perfect.
Okay.
Is Burnley the worst ground to lose at in the Premier League? Apart from
Quite
Fulham.
far, isn't it?
Well,
I suppose.
It's quite far. It's a bit of
Arsenal
a
are an
shithole.
insufferable bunch. Arsenal are an insufferable bunch.
I put me versus Villa, and then I tried to make something up in my head that could have happened, and I put Baptiste ? I feel like he
Not
might
this
have been
season.
a bit.
Not
You
this
know,
season.
just
Sent off against Wolves.
yeah,
Okay.
he
Wolves
does
are beating 2-0.
clumsy things sometimes. I thought, has he done one
He
of them
does.
this season?
He does.
Oh, I'm gutted he's gone, man. I'll be
Okay.
interested to know where he ends up.
Well, I'm hoping that he's one of the nationalities that you remembered.
He's English.
No, he's not.
Oh no, he's not. Wait, I swear he is.
He's from Grenada.
Oh bollocks.
He's
No, I didn't.
represented them on international level as well.
Has
Okay,
he?
so number
Oh,
4. Which player was our most used substitute this season, coming off the bench 21 times? Dan, you did say you wrote a midfielder. I'm curious.
I put KLP, but I don't know if that's right.
That is not right.
No.
Mike, what do you reckon?
I had Onyeka, but I changed to Damsgaard because he did come on an awful lot as a sub.
He did come on.
Freddie's
I thought he
gone
wasn't used
Yarmo.
much at the start.
Freddie has nailed it. The answer is
bollocks, that's a good
Yarmo.
one.
Wow.
Well
Completely
done.
forgot about that.
21 times Yarmo.
I
Completely
think
forgot about
Damsgaard
that.
more recently has come on a lot, but not to begin with. But
Yeah.
Yarmo is just here and there all season, isn't it? And he hasn't
All
started many
season.
games, so that makes kind of sense, I guess.
Yeah. Be
Okay.
interested to see how many minutes he gets next season because we were talking about the midfield area being so stacked as it is already, and we're kind of debating whether we can play Norgard and Jan out together, who plays as the 8 or the 10 if they do play together. And you add Yarmo into the mix, we just got such a stacked midfield with Josh De Silva coming back as well. But even still, I would still say midfield is one of the areas that we should target most over the summer.
Yeah. It's crazy,
I think.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
I think we will.
Okay.
We do have so many.
So far, we've got 85 seconds. Matty Jensen, number 2 for Benby and Reguilon. And we've got Yarmo. So Brian scored a late equaliser against Bournemouth. What minute did he score in?
I reckon it was the 96th.
I put 93. I thought it was earlier.
Dan has hit the nail on the head there. The 93rd minute he equalised.
Bollocks.
Yeah, I didn't think it was as late as we thought it would be.
I thought it was 96.
So that was the little curveball I threw in there. Was it as late as you think it was?
So it was
the
93?
93rd minute. The 93rd minute.
Did anyone count that up in their head, seconds wise? Get an extra point for that.
Yeah, if you can times that by 60 real quick. Yeah.
93 times 60.
I'm not even going to pretend that I know the answer.
No.
Okay. Now, this question here, I feel like, is going to ruffle some feathers, actually. So I feel like I should tell you the answer to this one before I get your guesses. Well, never mind. Dan's got it right.
I was quite confident on that one.
Who's the 3?
So three questions. Yeah. So we got Reguilon in on loan.
Yeah.
We got the Icelandic goalkeeper, Valdemarson.
Yeah.
And we signed a young Turkish lad, Emre Yonak, didn't we? Was it Emre Yonak? Kunis?
Emre Konak or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Valdemarson played the other day, didn't he? For Iceland.
For Iceland, he didn't. He was
quite
brilliant.
nice to see. Kept a clean sheet.
I always get mixed feelings when the Brentford Twitter account raves about like players that play against England. Or it's just like it's like that meme of the face crying behind the happiness. I know that when we played Denmark, and if Denmark beat us, the Brentford Twitter account is going to put out so many posts. I just like in one mind I'm happy for the Danish players, but in another mind, fuck them.
Yeah. Well, if Ivan Toney gets on the pitch for about 30 seconds, I'm sure he'll get a good treat from Brentford too.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. moving on to the dominant display against Manchester United. Mike, you said that you reckon you've got this nailed on, but I'm curious. I'm going to pass this one actually to the comment section and let you.
All right, we'll get comments first.
I'll answer this one as well. See if you got it right.
There was so much made of the amount of shots that we had and the touches in the box. I think that anyone in the comments, Josh has gone 28. I think that's too low.
Think higher.
Yeah. Freddie's gone 34.
Too high. Go right in the middle. Right in the middle.
33.
I went
31.
31
shots.
Bollocks. God damn.
31 shots on goal during that game.
Get a point for one either side?
No, unfortunately not.
Matt's offered 33/34. But you can't do that, Matt. That's not how quizzes work. You got to offer one answer.
Matt, yeah, unfortunately he's right. You got to give one answer, and I'm afraid both of yours are wrong. It was 31 shots.
31. Bollocks.
But Matt, this is a moment of redemption for you. Who did our first home win of the season come against?
I'm not confident in this one. I put West Ham, but I'm not confident. It could be Luton.
So within this game, we saw two contenders for goal of the season.
Burnley.
Yeah, he's right. I remember it now.
Get in.
Burnley at home.
I'm recovering.
Well done to anyone who's got that as well. Well done to anyone who's got that.
Matt's got one right. Love that, Matt.
He's got it. Well done, mate. Okay. A few more questions. We'll try and get through these nice and quick and get to the Euros one. So, which Bees player played the most minutes this season? I'm taking names.
Vitali. Yeah.
Mark Flecken.
No. Mark Flecken.
Oh
Mark Flecken played the most Premier League.
I was quite confident with that one.
Vitali Janelt played the most minutes for Brentford this season. But if you read the question carefully, you'll notice I put which player played the most Premier League minutes this season.
Did Strakosha not play in cup games? I don't remember.
Nah, Flecken did.
That's why I said Premier League. I said Premier League.
Yeah, that's why I said Premier League anyway. Oh, that is annoying. That is annoying. That is a tap in as well, for God's sake.
And I Googled that, by the way, so I had to make sure. Okay, so this was the multiple choice question that we had. How many different nationalities?
I agree.
Yeah, once you become evil, you've got to live in it, ain't ya? Question 10. How many different nationalities? Now, I made this multiple choice. We had 16, 17, 18, and 19. Do anybody want to take any guesses, or would you like me to just go for this one?
I put 17 because I counted 16 and then I thought I must have missed one. So I put 17.
I went 16.
Dan, always follow your instinct, mate, because you got it right.
Oh,
17.
It was 17.
Oh,
sorry.
I
saw an opportunity there.
It must have been Baptiste I forgot. If you said he's from Granada.
You know who I kept forgetting? When I was tallying up, do you know who I kept forgetting? Nathan Collins. I've got
a whole little formation here with... You can't really see it.
Oh, I can't see that all, mate. Oh, Jesus, look at that. It's quite neat as well.
Yeah.
Fair enough, mate.
Different nationalities. Then some of them started repeating because there's Danish players everywhere, so
17.
Try and ignore those.
17. Okay. And now this one should be one that we can answer all very confidently, very quickly.
The Bridge.
Yep. Stamford Bridge. Chelsea away. 3 fantastic away days we've had so far.
Brentford's Playground.
Rory
Jennings can do one. We're totting up then.
Well, I'm 11 for 11 so far.
I've had a fucking stinker, boys. I've had a huge stinker.
You must be quite close to me, though.
I'm on 5. What are we all on in the comments? Let's know what
I'm on 6.5.
6.5. I'm on 5.
Oh, because you got your half point for the red cards.
I only got Ben Mee, so I didn't get the other one.
You've forgotten who it is already, didn't you?
No, Regulon, I was there. I do remember it. I just tried to remove it from my memory.
Purged it from your memory.
I think on the next round we should do answers straight away because I feel like might be some overlap on the questions because I think you mentioned that to me earlier, didn't you?
I did, yes. So
perfect.
we are
Let's go.
moving into round 2,
two.
Euro 2024. Now, as I mentioned, I believe there are only 7 questions in this, so we should be able to get through this pretty sharpish, and we'll go through the answers at the end of each question, as we've said. Okay. So this one's going to be the longest, I imagine. 7 players will represent Brentford at Euro 2024. Can you name them all? What I will say before we go into this, David Raya is not being counted as a Brentford player. Otherwise, it would have been 8.
I think I can.
That's a good turnout, I think. Well, yeah.
I think I saw a stat which said there were only 2 or 3 teams in the Premier League which would be represented more than Brentford will at the Euros. And it was like Man United and Arsenal or something like that.
I'm surprised one of these players got in.
Yeah, big time.
Okay. So, what I'll do is I'll run through the list and then you let me know if you've got any wrong or if you missed any out. So we'll start with the obvious one, which is Ivan Toney going with England. Mm-hmm. And then we've got 4 Danish players. The 4 Danish players are Mikael Damsgaard, Christian Norgard, Matty Jensen, and Zanka as a last-minute call-up.
How did he get in?
Zanka. I thought you were talking about Tony.
Oh, wow.
Well, if the shoe fits. And then we've got 2 goalkeepers, Mark Flecken and Strakosha going as well.
How many points for all of them, Craig, or are we just 1 point for all of them? I think that's a pretty easy.
I feel like people should have got that.
1 point.
Yeah, 0.2 points per person, roughly. Okay.
All of them.
So how many current Brentford players will make up Group C of Euro 2024? Can you remember which teams are in Group C?
Yeah, this should be fairly easy to deduce once we've done this because we've done the first 7.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have done the answers.
This is why I said we should do the answers straight away because otherwise you can just kind of make up for it. But screw it.
Yes,
we'll go. We move.
So I feel like this should be an easy one. We've got England and Denmark in the group, so we should have 5 players in Group C.
Perfect.
Okay. Which Brentford player scored his last goal in football against England at Euro 2020? And if you can remember, this was one hell of a free kick.
It's the only reason we bloody signed him.
Yeah, he ain't scored.
Initially, when I read that,
he ain't scored since, has he?
Initially, when I read that, I thought he had retired or something.
And he should, to this day, he should have had a goal at Sheffield United. VAR, you cost him. So, on that bombshell, the answer is Mikael Damsgaard.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Number 4. 4 players will represent Brentford for Denmark, but who is the manager of that nation?
I'm not going to spell this right, but I think I kind of know his name.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to spell it right.
Well, you're worrying about spelling it right. I'm worrying about saying it right.
We've got any Danish people in the stream right now? It'd be good if we could have some pronunciation or it's like phonetically spell it out for us. That'd be great. Give a pronunciation for us.
Based on, we've got like Højbjerg, we've got Rasmus Højlund. I'm going to say that this is Kasper Holmund.
Kasper Holmund. Yeah, I got that. I do think that's I don't know. Hopefully we've got some Danish people that can. Freddie says he's not got a clue for this.
Don't worry, mate. I had to Google this one as well. Mike put this question in, so if he gets it wrong, then it's on. Mike put this question in, so if he gets it wrong, then it's
just trying to bulk out the Euro section.
That's it. So 3 more questions, I believe. Question number 5 for the Euros 2024 section. Thomas Frank will be working as a pundit at Euro 2024, but which broadcaster will he be in Germany with?
I read this.
If I'm not mistaken, you've got a whole 50-50 choice here.
Yeah.
You can imagine which game he'll be doing as well.
Yeah.
Slovenia, Serbia. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that I've got this right as well, and that you guys have got it right. Thomas Frank Schulman.
Human.
Oh, I don't think I was far off there, PJ. I don't think I was far off, you know.
Yeah.
I spelled it
decent
like that,
episode.
but with a J.
Yeah, I spelled it with a J.
So Thomas Frank will be working in Germany as a BBC broadcaster.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to the Euros, boys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, should do a
I
pod
just
after
like
the
having,
England
I like having football over the summer. I hated it last year when it was just literally end of season, start season, and nothing was in the middle.
Yeah. What do
game. I'll be
we?
away.
Did
Go
we
on.
watch the Iceland game?
Yeah.
It was on. Not sure I
Yeah.
watched it.
Yeah. Watched it through my eyelids, most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think it
that
means much,
defense.
though. I really don't think these warm-up friendlies mean too much.
No.
I
not
think
at
we'll
all.
miss Maguire, though. I think,
Maguire will be a miss. Yeah.
He'll be a big
however,
miss,
you know,
yeah.
what people say about him, I'm not
you know,
sure Gurhey will be as solid as he would have been.
I read somewhere that the only time Stones and Gurhey had played together before that game against Iceland was when we lost 4-0 at home to Hungary.
Hungry.
And Serbia.
But Aaron Ramsdale was also in goal, and he's an absolute pleb, isn't he, really? So
Yeah. Need to get Callum on to discuss
Serbia are
those
going to
things.
have Mitrovic and Vlahovic up front. And obviously, someone like Harry Maguire would have dealt with them well. But Gurhey
Yeah.
is very short for a centre back. I'm a bit worried about that.
Yeah, but
So-
you know, it's still coming home. Don't worry, it's still coming home. We've got to
Still
keep it
coming
first.
home. So from one end of the pitch to the other end of the pitch. Oh, bugger. Ivan Toney scored his first goal for England against which nation?
I was at this game. It's the first England game I've seen in about 12 years. And it was the first game a Brentford player happened to start in.
First player to score for England? No, first Brentford player to score for England since, or is he the first?
I think he is the first.
That's not a quiz question. I don't know the answer to that one.
This is what I throw in there. I
That's
want
a good
to.
question. Yeah, there you go.
I want to say that when Brentford tweeted out, he's definitely the first to represent England at a major tournament. But I think when they tweeted out, he's the first player to score for England playing for Brentford since someone else in like the 30s or something like that. But I can't remember.
I thought he
Maybe
was the
someone in the
first.
comments.
I don't know.
Maybe someone in the comments will know. But
yeah, someone in the comments will know, won't they? Okay. And then moving on to the last question of this round. Some of you may have just.
Oh, what's the answer?
Oh, Belgium. Sorry. Sorry, we started talking about it for so long, then I forgot. He scored Belgium. Bonus point for if you know how he scored.
Penalty.
It was
From
a
the penalty.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
That's
that's a personal bonus point. That's not an actual bonus point.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that would have been
I don't need
outrageous.
it. I don't need
giving
it
out
anyway.
bonus points like that.
Sorry, personal bonus point if you can guess it. Okay,
Perfect.
last question of this round. In which year did Denmark win the Euros? Oh, there's a spelling error in there. My mistake.
I think I've got it.
Do you
If
want
I
to
haven't got it, I'm one either side.
Well, the fun fact about them winning the Euros is they won the Euros without even qualifying for it, didn't they?
Yeah, some team had to pull out.
Wasn't it like Yugoslavia pulled out?
Yeah, because of war or something.
Yeah, and then Denmark took their
That
place.
was a historian summary, Dan.
So
It was war or something.
Something going on.
Something like that.
Dan, you reckon you've got this?
I think I've got it.
Would you enlighten the people?
92?
You've got it nailed on. 1992.
Good stuff.
Got a full house in that section.
So,
That was
anybody want me to flick through, or are you just happy to move on with that one then, guys?
That was 7, I think.
There were 7 questions in that round, yeah. 7 questions.
We like you again, Craig. No, that was quite good, that one.
Sorry, it was
Quite
the first
good
one. Not very
base,
good. Sorry. But just to reiterate, 7 players: Damsgaard, Norgard, Jensen, Zanka, Tony, Flecken, and Shrakosha. There are 5 players in Group C. Damsgaard scored his last goal against England. Kasper Schulman, nailed that one, is the manager of Denmark. Thomas Frank will be working for BBC. Ivan scored against Belgium. And as Dan has rightly pointed out, Denmark won the Euros in 92. So, congratulations on those that got a full house. And those that didn't, you should be doing better. Round number 3.
No prisoners. Taking no prisoners.
Taking no prisoners. So this is the last round, and we are going back to just Brentford again. How would you guys like to go through the answers? Would you like to go through all of the questions and then go back to the answers at the end?
I think back to the original round.
Okay. Yeah. So these ones will get your brain box thinking.
Brain box.
Your brain box. Get your brain box thinking. Only 2 players this season played more than 10 games and did not pick up a single yellow card. Who are the 2 players? A point for both players. So 2 points up for grabs.
Fucking hell, guys. Fucking hell. Well, we know it's not Ethan Pinnock.
Oh, yeah.
That is tough.
Could be anyone, really.
Could you clue us, Craig, maybe? Because I think this might be a bit hard.
Okay, so the clue that I will give is they're both attacking players.
Well, I wrote down Flecken. I'm going to cross that out now.
No, you got booked at Wolves. Do you remember that?
Flecken would have got booked for time wasting in the 5 home games that we won.
Both attacking players.
Do you not remember against Wolves? They were counter-attacking. He threw the ball back on the pitch. Legend.
That was one of the best yellow cards he's got.
Yeah, he went up in my estimations after that. Attacking players.
Well, it ain't Morpay.
I think I've got one. Yeah, it's definitely not Morpay.
It's definitely not Morpay, no.
I might come back to that one, you know. I think I've definitely got one. But I'm not sure.
I've written 2 down, but it could be wrong.
Okay. Right. Well, we'll be recycling through the questions at the end anyway. So should you need a little bit more time, we'll come back to that one. So, question number 2, a little bit of a fun spin on this one. How many interviews did Ivan Toney give before his return against Nottingham Forest?
And none to the Ealing Road podcast.
None to the Ealing Road podcast.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The nerve of some people, man, I tell you.
I know.
So this is just before he came back, not any after.
Just before he came back.
Before his return. Before his return. Yeah. I feel like this is one we don't need to hang around on for too long.
Can't be that many, though. It could be. It can't be.
Okay.
I think if you top them up, like pre and post Forest, he's definitely done
20.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay. Moving on to question number 3. How many saves did Mark Flecken make in 37 appearances this season? Now, I will give leeway again.
Got about 100 against City.
I will give leeway again, but I will give leeway of 10 this time. So you have to get within 10.
Can I use my calculator to do 37 times something?
What are you timesing it by, just so other people know?
I'm just thinking on average.
Yeah, what's your average? Yeah, what's your average save? What's your benchmark? Bearing in mind, during the first 10 games, he didn't save a single effort on goal. I'm pretty sure
3 or 4.
Like that,
but...
Also, how good are some of these pictures, by the way?
Yeah, they're decent. Are those pinched off the Brentford website, I presume?
Told you, Google's your friend, mate.
The Google stock images. I'm going to go ballpark figure here. 10 allowance of 10 each side.
Allowance of 10 each side, yes.
I don't know if I've been too harsh.
All right. Okay. So, from a goalkeeper keeping him out, how many goals did the Bees score in the Premier League this season? Now, I will give a leeway of 5 for this one. I will give a leeway of 5.
See, I could write down every team and write 2 numbers against them, but it'll take me a while.
Then just take a guess.
Would I be right in saying that we scored more than we did last season, or am I talking shit?
We definitely conceded more, I think. So
we conceded a lot.
I don't think we scored more. I can definitely do a quick Google for you if you want to know that.
I think I don't know. I'm going to go... Yeah, I'm going to go...
You
around
said
that
5 either
ballpark
side
figure.
were allowed.
I did say 5 either side.
Did you see the expected points table that got released in the week?
No.
We were actually much higher on it, like towards like 3/4 of the way through the season. We were like one of the biggest outliers, but I think we would have ended up like expected points would have put us like 11th by the end of the season. We finished 16th.
16th.
We
Yeah.
normally are, though. We normally
Yeah.
are higher in expected points than actual points, which is a bit of a problem.
Yeah, wasn't it? Wasn't the expected points last season would have put us in Europe? I'm pretty sure. I think we would have finished like 7th or 6th even potentially.
I can't say I remember too much XG and stuff like that from last. I don't even remember from this season. It's just gone.
How much do people take from XG?
I don't take too much from it personally.
No?
I think it makes sense. I think as a smaller club who can't attract the very best quality players, you at least know that you are going about things the right way and creating good chances and limiting the amount of chances you're giving away by using that. But obviously, unless you have the top players, you're never really going to hit the numbers that you're expected to hit.
I just sometimes you just got to take it with a pinch of salt, don't you? Sometimes I know there are maybe older sections of any fan base, not just specific to Brentford, might just think it's a load of nonsense. But a lot of people, they do like. I even noticed like now on Match of the Day or on Sky, as one of the first banners they'll pull up after the game is the XG in terms of the head-to-head XG. So it's definitely got some credence. But I don't know. It is difficult. It's encouraging that our XG is so high. It means that we just need better quality players to put away those chances. But either way.
So speaking of XG, let's talk about actual goals. What was our highest winning margin this season?
Oh, I think got this.
I'm hoping that a lot of people should actually get this one.
I think I've got it, unless there's a less obvious one that I'm not thinking of, but it can't be.
I don't think there is. So let's we've spoken about how many goals. We've talked about winning margins. Let's have a think about how many different goal scorers we had throughout the Premier League season.
That's a good question.
I am not giving any leeway. You need to be dead on to get this right.
I'm gonna have to show some work into bloody hell.
I'm going back to my little nationalities formation.
I might have to as well, you know. And this is Prem, right?
Premier League, yep.
God, this could be quite a bit. 1, 2. We know Damsgaard didn't, Craig.
Well, thanks for joining, everybody.
Right, I think I've maybe. But I've written a number down.
Dan, have you written a number down?
I have, but I'm now trying to write down loads of names, but we can carry on.
Well, don't forget, we are going to be recycling. We are going to come back through to this. So if you need a little bit more time when we go through the answers, then there's your opportunity. So what I will do is I will give you one answer right now. Johan Wissa finished on 12 goals this season. But how many goals did he score from outside the box? Now,
Quite a few, I think.
I was going to say I will give you bonus points.
However, 4 against 2.
Huh?
4 against 2? Or
against who, yes.
I think...
Dan's got his thinking cap on by the looks of it.
I'm still thinking about the last one as well.
Yeah, same am I.
I'm not going to be able to name all his goals outside the area. Should have been how many bicycle kicks did he attempt this season?
Did he attempt it? I couldn't have watched all of those.
Three in one game.
I couldn't have watched all of those highlights. Okay. Are we happy to move on?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Dan?
Yeah. I haven't got all the teams, but I've written a number.
You've written a number. Okay. So the Bees' first win of 2024 came in controversial style against Forest with the phone gate free kick from Ivan Toney sending us on our way. Who scored the Bees' second goal that evening?
I think it is.
I think I know who scored the third. I don't know if I remember who scored the second.
Was that the first time they the tune they put at the start? The older heads are going to kill me for not knowing the name of the song. There's like a metal song that they've started playing at the start of games. It's quite good, to be fair. I've not heard it before, but someone will correct me.
They play it somewhere else though. I'm sure I went somewhere else this season. They played it.
It's a good one. I like that. They did the Ivan Toney Undertaker stuff, which was cringe as fuck, but then they opened with that song, which I thought was quite good.
The Undertaker song was a good one when they did that.
You liked it?
To score then, didn't he? He just had to score that game, otherwise it would have all been for nothing. You like
the Undertaker thing, Craig?
Well, I just felt like it brought a bit extra to that game. If they did it afterwards, it would have been a little bit cringe. Enter Sandman Metallica.
I don't know. They put like a billboard up out under the flyover, didn't they, as well?
Yeah.
I think they should have read the room a little bit with all like the kind of discourse around Tony's interviews and stuff. But I guess they had to hype it up in some way. So maybe I'm being harsh. Maybe I'm just being bitter because I am a bitter person.
Possibly. Okay. So this question here, what I'll do is I'll allow you to read it before I read it out as well. But what I will also say is I will give you some information based on this question itself. So, as you know, we've suffered massively with injuries this season to the point that at games like Burnley, for example, at home, we had a full strength team of injured players and suspended players. So at the halfway point, also 19 games of the season, how many different defensive back lines had we started with? So what I mean by that is a back line would be Rico Henry, Nathan Collins, Ethan Pinnock, Aaron Hickey. How many different variations of 4 or 5 players, when we played about 5, did we have this season after 19 games?
This isn't multiple choice either. We've got to get it on the dot.
Well, I can give you multiple choice if you would like. It might help to narrow this down as well.
What do you reckon, Dan? I'm going through my list again, but there's just so many possible.
This was the most difficult
to work out.
So, luckily, there's not going to be any numbers. But this was my working out of all of the games that
I applaud the level of effort you put into this quiz, mate. You must have been going through lineups for so long and looking at all the games we'd lost. It would have pissed me right off.
However, if we do this now, it probably won't be very entertaining. So I think we should have some options.
Yeah.
So you want to make this a little bit of a multiple choice one, do we?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just go 4 choices again. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry. So did we have 13, 14, 15, or 16 different back lines? So A13, B14, C16. Sorry, C15, D16.
I don't know. Jay pointed out when we did our pod last week, he pointed out, part of the reason Mark Flecken's kind of form, and I think you pointed out as well before, Craig, towards the start of the season, playing with different back lines. It must have been difficult.
Now I'm thinking of wing backs who have played basically in the back line, who aren't even defenders.
KLP.
More people into it.
KLP at right wing back. What position?
So, I believe the word is penultimate. That means second to last, doesn't it?
Yes.
The penultimate question. Which player committed the most fouls this season?
Can we have a defender, midfielder, attack?
Midfielder.
Midfielder.
It's between two.
I feel like throwing a huge bonus question as a huge bonus as well.
Go on.
I want to put a 5-point bonus if you can get the exact number of fouls that this player committed as well.
The exact number.
The exact number of fouls that this player committed.
Over a 38-game season, I don't even think it would be that much, Unless you're like...
You got to think, some players go through games not committing a single foul, and then they go through games committing 3 or 4.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'm going to put a guess in, but I don't think it's going to be correct. Go... Actually, no, that's too much.
I feel like we shouldn't have ended on the question that we've ended on, by the way.
It's going to leave a sour taste.
This is going to leave an incredibly sour taste. And I'm not going to point any fingers, but Mike.
Going through it earlier, and I was there was 11 in the first round, so I wanted to make it a little bit symmetrical. But
so
I dropped this one in, so I
just to leave a sour taste in everybody's mouth.
Merry Christmas.
How many points did Brentford drop from winning positions this season?
League high.
Oh, it was on Sky Sports all the time. When a team used to go ahead, there was.
I'm rapidly falling out of love with football. Great interview.
That was a fantastic impression.
Great interview. Great meme.
Fun fact, it was the most points dropped by any club since Tottenham in 2007-2008.
Oh, no, we Spursy.
Well, Spursy still out-Spursed us, so it's fine.
Yeah, Spurs still beat us. We went ahead.
No, they lost more points.
Yeah, I know, but it's in we were Spursy against Spurs by going ahead.
Oh,
and losing the game.
Yeah. Have we out-Spurred Spurs?
I don't know. That'll take some doing.
Okay. So,
oh shit! I've not got a second one for the first one. Bloody hell!
Well, I don't know why there's a number in there because that's wrong. Anyway, I don't know why that's there. Let's go back to the beginning of round 3. We'll try and fly through these ones as well. Given some of you have been here for an hour, we're incredibly grateful for those that have stuck through the entire show. So, only 2 players this season have played more than 10 games and did not pick up a single yellow card. So, as we said, it's a point for the answer, a bonus point for both of the players. So, 3 points up for grabs in this question. As I mentioned, they're both attacking players as well. So, player number 1 is Keane Lewis-Potter.
I've got that one. Got that one.
And the second player is Kevin Sharder.
I put Ivan Toney.
I got Kevin. I put Ivan Toney as well, but I got Sharder.
So I got 1 each. Is that 1 point then?
Well, that's if you've got 2, that's what am I on about? Yeah, it's a point for
each person. Point for each person.
If you've got 2, then it's 2 points. If you only got 1, there's 1 point. That's what I was getting at then. Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. Moving swiftly on. How many interviews did Ivan Toney give before his return against Nottingham Forest?
I just put 3.
Yeah.
Dan, well done. So he gave 2.
Okay.
Sky, and he did the Diary of a CEO podcast, which I'm counting as an interview as well, because it is.
Yeah, he snubbed us for Diary of a CEO. We're much bigger than them.
Much bigger than Stephen Bartlett. It's not even a real name. Okay, question number 3. Now, this is the one that I've given a 10-point leeway. How many saves did Mark Flecken make in 37 appearances?
I'm intrigued to see what you said here, Dan. Because
I timed it by 3 and then added some. So I put 120. I don't know if that's a lot or not many or what. I don't know.
I put 110.
Okay, we're not far out.
Okay, so both of you get a point.
Get in.
Is it in the
Because
middle?
Mark Flecken made 116 saves this season.
Get in. I'll take that every day of the week.
So if you got anywhere between 106 and 126, congratulations, you got yourself a point. Okay.
Just seen a comment from someone saying Ivan Toney's done another interview with Talksport today, which is great. Great to hear.
In Germany.
Potentially.
Right. Well, while we're talking about our front man, how many goals did the Bees score in the Premier League this season? Mike, they scored 2 less goals this season than they did last season.
Right. I went 62 goals on this.
I put 60, so we're very close again.
Now, did we give a leeway?
I don't think
We gave a 5 leeway, didn't we?
Yeah.
What should be 61?
So, Mike, you don't get a point.
Oh no!
Do I?
You do get a point.
Oh, piss off, mate.
We scored 56 goals this season, which means 61 points. 61 would have got you a point. So 51 to 61.
Just shows how poor our defense was this year, as Mr. Nanook points out.
We scored. Well, yeah. You think about the amount when you think about it, we did. Eli's cheating.
Just charging my laptop.
Unbelievable.
Listening to Besotted? Get out of here! I'm joking.
Okay, well, Eli, you may have heard that one there, but I'm hoping that you knew this one anyway. What was our highest winning margin this season? So, our highest winning margin this season, 4 goals away at Luton. So, well done if you got that one. Fantastic away day that one was. So, if anyone was there, then you can vouch for what an incredible away day that was. Dan just seems to have vanished from his seat.
I've charged my laptop. I'm here. 5-1, got it.
So we'll move on swiftly from that one because that was a nice easy one, which then turns to how many different goal scorers did the Bees have throughout the Premier League this season?
I counted 17 and I think I can name them, but I don't know
I've gone 17 as well.
Well, I hate to say that you are both 1 off.
Oh, we've missed someone. We missed the same person.
I bet it was Shandon again.
No, I counted Shandon.
18 different goal scorers.
Do you have them all listed, Craig?
I've got them listed. The ones I chose.
I mean, I googled it, so I'm willing to hear the list.
I put Tony, Wisser, Morpay, Sharda, Jensen, KLP, Yanel, Norgard, Roslev, Onyeka, me, Pinnock, Zanka, Adja, Godos, and Boomo.
Onyeka scored against Sheffield United in the 2-0.
Oh yeah.
So who did you get that I didn't just read out? Because that must be the one I'm missing, and you're missing Onyeka.
I got Roslev, Aya, and Boomo, Pinnock, Zanka, Collins, KLP, Norgard.
Collins. I don't think Collins scored.
Collins scored against West Ham.
That was one I missed.
I missed Morpay.
And Onyeka.
So who did you put? So you put someone down.
Maybe I just added one on just for that because I knew that I might have
done that.
I mean, I'm happy to go through them all if you want to. Shouldn't take too long. So you got Wisser, Brian, Malpay, Tony, KLP, Matty Jensen, Sharda, Norgard, Pinnock, Aya, me, Godos, Baptiste, Onyeka, Yanel, Collins, Roslev, and Zanka.
17.
One off. That is a good effort. It's a good
one
effort.
off. Well done, chaps. That's unfortunate that one is.
No points there.
Yeah.
No points there.
Oh well. To no avail.
So, but you've got a redeeming moment. So this is a 4-point question because Johan Wisser scored 3 goals from outside the box this season.
I put 4, but I know one of them's at Luton.
I put 2.
So right in the middle. So the 3 goals that he scored this season from outside the box, we've got Newcastle last game of the season. We've got Luton away in the 5-1. And we've got West Ham away when we lost 4-2.
Oh, yeah. I'd left by that point. So
I was gone by that point as well.
I didn't even see that. Oh, God.
So I get 1 point for just saying Luton.
So you get 1 point if you said 3 goals, and you get an extra point for each one that you named. But if you've only said Luton, then you only get 1 point.
No, I said Newcastle and Luton. So do I still only get one?
You get 2, yeah. No, you
Or I
get
get
2.
two.
You get 2.
Ah, perfect. Get
So
it.
you need it.
All right.
So, I feel that there is only one acceptable way to answer this question.
Me.
Ben Mee was scored the second goal of that game.
The scrappy one, wasn't it? Was it a corner?
No, it's a corner.
Yeah,
Corner, yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we had Malpe's touch and turn, wasn't it? That was a cracking goal. That was
Underrated goal. That
was a
underrated
cracking goal.
Mm-hmm.
So this was my my research question. At the halfway point, how many different back lines did we have? Now, I did give you some options. 13, 14, 15, or 16.
I went high. I said 16.
I went high. I said 16.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to say you're both one off again. We had
Oh,
15 different back lines in 19 games. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to go through all. I'm not going to go through all of them again. But as you have already seen, I did do my research for this question, and I went through every game up until the 19 game point.
Look at the effort
with all the different lineups.
Someone get this man a beer. He deserves it.
I crossed 15 out when I remembered Godos played there too, and that was another player.
So there was only in that time there was only 4 games where we had the same defense. And by the way, they were never back to back. We never had the same defense back to back. So
that's crazy.
That is crazy. Oh, above the first 2 games, by the way, by the first 2 games. So we know it wasn't Ethan Pinnock, but which player committed the most fouls this season? Now, I did throw a really big bonus out there as well. So 5 points if you can get the number. It was a midfielder. And
it's
the
between 2 for me.
To this one, Christian Norgard.
That's what I put. But I thought about Yanel because he played more minutes. But I put Norgard.
Christian Norgard. Now, have either of you written a number down?
I put a number, but it's quite low.
Anyone in the comments written a number? I wrote 65.
Oh, I put 32. That's probably way too low, isn't it?
Let's have a look and see if anybody in the comments put anything.
We'll see. I was trying to tot it up in my head, seeing like the average. How many fouls? Freddie's got 37 in the comments.
But then some games he didn't play, and then some games he might not have made any.
Blurt's got 58. Josh has got.
I think 56. I'm too low.
How many was that from Josh? Sorry,
Josh got 56. Blurt's got 58.
So Freddie got 36.
Yeah, 37.
37. So Freddie was 2 off. Christian Norgard committed 39 fouls this season.
I was way off.
I feel a bit better about my low number now. A bit low.
You weren't too far off, Dan. Freddie, mate, if that's a guess, mate, that's a great guess, by the way. Well done.
Can you get some points for that, Freddie? I reckon. No?
I reckon we'll give Freddie an extra point there.
Get a bonus point. Why not?
An extra point.
Take it, mate. Take it.
And then, speaking of numbers, but this is an unwanted number. How many points did we drop from winning positions this season?
I'm sitting out this one because I made this question. So
I put 29, but it's not far from that, I don't think. But it's probably not.
It's so not far from it that it's 30.
Point.
We dropped 30 points from winning positions this season, which is an absolutely incredible stat. And as I've said, we're the highest point dropping team since Spurs in 07-08.
That's a great way to round off the podcast, mate. Great way to round off the podcast. We're almost as Spursy as Spurs.
Almost as Spursy as Spurs, but no one can out Spurs. It feels like a tongue twister at this point.
That's very true. Are we totting up final tallies then?
I've got 8 in that last section.
Problem is, I don't know how many points were up grabs after I added the bonus.
No, that's all right. I'm sure it'll be fine. Everyone just needs to tot up.
21.5 over the whole thing.
Overall. Well, out of 28 questions, mate, that's not too bad.
Well, I got 19, so I've definitely. Everyone just get anyone who's playing along get their tallies in the comments, and we will crown the Ealing Road Podcast end of season quiz winner. But that was really fucking poor from me, to be honest. I'm quite disappointed with that. There was quite a few there that I was very, very close to getting.
Very
about that.
If I'd have given a few extra like leeway questions, then you'd have been fine. But the fact that you've got 62 goals and we've scored 56, and I gave a leeway of 5, mate, that's
poor.
The rules are the rules, mate.
Freddie's got 21 total. Dan, you've beaten Freddie. I think you said 21 and a half, right?
5. It's 21 and a half.
Anyone got more than 21 and a half, or is Dan our winner? You're gonna be buzzing with that, aren't you, Dan?
Wow! Don't forget we get to post this. Don't forget we get to post this out as well. So Dan might be the live show winner, but people could be playing along at home afterwards as well.
Josh has asked if we go through all the answers again.
I can absolutely fly through all of the answers again because I have got them all noted down.
Go on.
So we've got 85 seconds. Keane Lewis Potter with the fastest goal. Matty Jensen scored at Newport. We received 2 red cards, Ben Mee and Regulon. Excuse me. Yarmo was the most used substitute, and Brian scored in the 93rd minute. We made 3 signings in January, and we had 31 shots on goal against Manchester United. Our first home win of the season came against Burnley, and Mark Flecken played the most minutes in the Premier League for the Bees this season. We had 17 different nationalities represent the club in the Premier League, and we won for 3 times in a row, the first Premier League club to do that. Probably worded that wrong, but still, at Stamford Bridge. And then that was round 1 done. So we're moving into the Euros questions. So the 7 players, Damsgaard, Norgard, Jensen, Zanka, Tony, Fleck, and Strakosha. Fly through them nice and quick. There are 5 players. And Damsgaard scored his last goal against England. I'm not even going to pronounce this one again properly. Kasper Hjulman, sorry.
Hewlin, I think he said. Hewlin.
Human.
Yeah,
Hjulman. Well, apologies, butchered it. Kasper Hjulman. Thomas Frank will be a BBC broadcaster, and Ivan Toney scored against Belgium. And as Dan pointed out, Denmark won the Euros in 92. So that's round 2. Moving into round 3. Keane Lewis Potter and Kevin Schade were the only 2 players that did not pick up a single yellow card after playing 10 games. Ivan Toney did 3 interviews before his return against Nottingham Forest, 2 with Sky, and 1 diary of CEO. Mark Flecken made 116 saves in the Premier League this season, but anywhere between 106 and 126 shall get you a point for that question. And the Bees scored 56 goals this season, anywhere between 51 and 61. So, Mike, I'm afraid 62 does not get you a point.
It's a disgrace. Disgrace.
Our highest winning margin this season was 4 goals away at Luton. We had 18 different goal scorers. I'm afraid both of you got 17, so you missed 1 out each. Wissa scored 3 goals from outside the box and a bonus point for each team that you got correct that he scored against, which was West Ham, Newcastle, and Luton. Ben Mee scored the 2nd goal at home to Forest. And at the halfway point, we had 15 different back lines. And I believe that was C, 13, 14, 15 C if you did the multiple choice. Christian Norgard committed the most fouls this season with 39 fouls. Freddie was incredibly close, so he did get that bonus point. And to wrap it off so nicely, we dropped 30 points from winning positions this season.
Get in. Great way to round off the pod. Perfect. Do we have a winner then, or are we crowning Dan? Has no one got more than 21 and a half?
Let's have a wait and see what Josh got, if he's tallying himself up.
This would be a good time to talk about what we got planned for the next kind of couple of weeks. Obviously, the Euros coming up. The podcast will be continuing throughout the Euros with a specific focus on England and Denmark. Josh got 26, Dan. You are not the champion. Anyone higher 26? But yeah, as I was saying,
not going to be 26.
No, 26 is surely going to win it. If anyone's got more than that, let us know. But yeah, we're going to continue doing the podcast. I've not decided how many episodes we're going to do. We'll probably do one after every time England play. Maybe do one focused on the group stages, and we'll have a focus on England and Denmark. And then potentially, if either of us get through, I'm pretty certain that both of us should get through that group. But we'll continue to do pods, and then after that, after the Euros are done, got some special guests lined up that should be really exciting. I'll be dropping clues on that on our socials. So do remember to follow us at the Ealing Road on Twitter, at Ealing Road Pod on Instagram. Josh is crowned our 2023-24 end of season quiz champion. Shout out to Josh, mate. Well played. Dubious calls. I mean, the five goal swing for the goals this season, I'm gutted about. Poor showing from me. Dan, 21.5 is respectable. But thanks so much for the people that joined in. Hope the people that are watching potentially after this do well on the quiz. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled on our socials for episodes, updates on episodes that we've got planned for the upcoming Euros. And post that, boys, it's been a pleasure. I'll end the stream now, but thanks for joining me. Happy quiz day.
Up the bees.
Up the bees.